everybody. My name is Fran. I'm a registered nurse and a yoga therapist at Cornell Medical Center in New York City. And I want to thank you so much for joining me for our practice this evening. You'll need a chair. We're going to do some chair yoga, but we're not going to be sitting in the chair too much. So it is on the vigorous side. So please, if there's anything that's not right for your body, sit in the chair and just see if you can modify as you see fit, just from watching what we're doing on the screen, okay? So just come to close your eyes, and I'm going to read a very apropos passage from this wonderful book, Meditations from the Mat by Ralph Gates, who's a master yoga teacher and a wonderful philosopher in his own right. So this first line is just the best. We have never stayed home long enough to experience the truth about ourselves. Let that sink in. The simplest way to think about stillness is to first consider the state of anxiety or agitation. This condition is the opposite of equipoise. If you are anxious or tense, you are drawn out of your center. You are out of balance. When you feel calm and collected, however, you are in balance. Yoga practice gives us an excellent first-hand experience of the difference between the two states. I practice these observances out of a desire to avoid the chaos that comes of not practicing, and out of a desire to know the truth about myself. Okay, let's come, bringing the hands in prayer in front of our heart, and we'll chant Om 3 times together. So really let those Oms resonate. Feel the whole entire respiratory system getting involved. Deep breath in. Oh. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then come to open the eyes, drop the hands down. And let's just come to a quick tabletop. I just want to wake up the wrists a little bit. So come to your tabletop position. And the tabletop position is with the fingers pointing out. So I'm suggesting that today we're going to turn one hand. Just turn your left wrist so that the inside of the wrist is pointing forward. Keep your right fingertips pointing forward, but the left fingertips are pointing towards your left knee. So don't lean on it if it hurts too much. If this is too much, just bring it out to the side or come back to neutral. But you can go here or you can turn the whole wrist around. My wrists have been bothering me a lot because of all the computer and texting that I've been doing, and this just sort of came to me before to open up the wrist a little bit more. Okay, take a deep breath in and exhale. And then very gently turn the fingers back to face forward. Now we'll do the same thing with the other wrist. So first just lean into the left wrist, and then just start to turn your fingers first. We'll do it a little bit more methodically on this side. And then if you can, to get the inside of the wrist to point forward, that's fine. To the side is fine, or just pointing forward is fine too. And breathe into it. It's a great thing to do every hour if you're sitting at your desk. Just give your wrist a little bit of love. And then inhale and exhale. And now just gently start to rotate the fingers back, back. And then come to kneel. And let's massage the wrist. So the right wrist first, just get in there, massage the carpal tunnel area and then into the body of the entire hand and the fingers, each finger individually, and then the left wrist, and then into the palm, and then into your fingers. Rub the hands together and generate some heat. And normally I would have us put our hands over our eyes, but we're staying away from putting our hands to our faces. So just put your hands on your shoulders, opposite shoulder, and feel the warmth and the heat that's been generated by your hands. Okay. Bring one foot in front of the other, and if you have something to lean on to, great. If not, as long as you have this balance here, bring both hands to the front thigh, curl your back toes under, lift your back knee, and come up with the flat back. Okay, so I'm going to just turn my camera up a little bit. Okay, so you have a chair, and I have mine against the couch. It doesn't always end up that way, but I figured today that would be something good to show, to have the chair against something so that it doesn't slip. Make sure your chair does not have wheels on it, okay? So you're going to stand in front of the chair just a few inches and get tall. So think about grounding down through your feet, under the ball of the big toe, the ball of the little toe, and the middle of the heel. Ground down through the feet. The arches lift. The thighs go back to start, but then the tailbone comes down, and that sort of levels out your pelvis, and then the spine reaches up. Open the palms, and the chin is parallel, and the crown of the head is reaching up. So this is our mountain pose, okay? So just come to be in this mountain pose in front of your chair. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Make sure you're not scrunching your shoulders, so the shoulders are relaxed. The outer shoulder blade is going up, the inner shoulder is soft. And imagine that you have a ball of energy between your hands. And now from here, we're going to inhale, and then exhale, bend your knees, and bring your hands to the seat of the chair. So we'll do some cat-cows here. So from here, just step back a little bit, so you're in a chair-type tabletop. So you're going to inhale and arch your lower back as you look up, and then exhale, round to whatever degree is right for your body. So I inhale and arch up, and then I exhale. I don't round too much. I'm very careful not to round that much anymore because I have osteoporosis, so that's not really too good for me to do. So I want to get in there and wake up those muscles. So I'll get in and I'll just do some very gentle rounding. So just do that to wake up. The feet are really planted on the floor. The belly's engaged. And then come to hold it. So now you're in tabletop. Take one leg back, take the other leg back. And now you can't see me. So I'm just going to come like that. Let's see. So now I've got one leg back, I've got the other leg back. And I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to bend my knee very deeply and stick my butt up into the air. So the knees are bent, but my back is straight. My ears are between my upper arms, and this is a downward facing dog, modified, but it's a good stretch. It's a great stretch for your vertebrae. So your head is neutral. Now try pedaling out the knees. So bend one knee while the other one straightens, and just go back and forth. And you'll feel that in your calves. And then come to hold it again. The knees are bent, and now straighten the knees, but keep the hips hiked up. Engage the belly so you get the 2-for-1 sale here. You're getting this long stretch and you're getting some really good abdominal toning and arm strength. So 3-for-1. Now, inhale as you come up on the tip of your toes, the balls of the toes, and you're going to roll the shoulders to come over the wrists. So you're coming into plank pose. The legs are super, super active. You're not dropping the pelvis down and you're not hiking it up. Your pelvis is in alignment with the rest of your spine. And you're looking maybe about towards the end of your chair. Great strengthening pose, great for the abs. Really good pose for the abdominals. Inhale and exhale, bend the knees and push back again. So you can come into whatever type of dog you like, with the knees bent or straight, but make sure your neck is relaxed. Take a breath to recalibrate. And now inhale, come up onto the ball, and then there's this rolling action. And my hands go out to the side in plank, so I think you can see that. And then I'll show you where they go when I come into downward dog. They're on the edge of the seat, on the front edge of the seat. So inhale here and exhale, come back, and then see how I just change my hand placement there. That's what works for me. I like that. All right, we're going to do one more little vinyasa like that. So inhale onto the ball and just glide the shoulders to be over the wrists. Broadening across the shoulders. Belly's working really hard. Legs, inhale, exhale, and come on back. Okay, now walk up about halfway. Bend your knees again. Bring your hands on your thighs. Engage your belly and come up to stand. Okay, hands are on the waist. Bring your right foot to be under the chair, just under the base of the chair. And your back foot, your back toes, you're on the ball of your back toes. So your back heel is lifted off the floor. The back leg is straight. The front knee is bent. Your hands are on your waist to start. So I want to think about my pubic bone coming up as opposed to going down, because that increases the curve in my lower back. So that's really important because that's a very habitual pattern for me. And a lot of people do that in this pose. They'll stick out the ribs, so you want to restrain the ribs. Pubic bone comes up, tailbone down, bring the arms out to the side, and bring the arms up into a Y or into goalpost pose. Front knee is over the ankle and in the direction of the second and third toe. So feel yourself as the open and spiritual warriors that you all are. Know your power, know your energy. Now we're going to make this a little dynamic. So inhale, straighten the front knee, lift the arms up, straight up over your head, and then exhale back into your expression of the pose. Inhale up, exhale down. So this is a variation on Warrior One. Inhale up, exhale down, and one more. Inhale up and exhale down. Notice this great stretch that you're getting in your hip flexors and your psoas and iliacus muscles. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands to the chair and come back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs and then get that long, keep the knees bent or straight, up to you. But your back is on an incline, but it is straight. And you're getting a really good axial extension here. Inhale now, and then just come a little bit forward and let's take the left foot to be under the chair. Stay on the ball of your right foot, your right heel is up. If you need to stay here, you stay here. And you just broaden across the chest. If you want to stay here, this is great. Here, so there's many modifications for yoga. You what those models do on the covers of these magazines. So we modify. Yoga's for everybody. Back leg is straight, front knee is over the front ankle, and it's just not beyond the toe. So if it doesn't come to be on top of the ankle, that's fine too, but it's just going towards the second and third toe. Arms in the correct position for you. And breathe. So feel yourself as that spiritual warrior, sending your consciousness into the present moment of our lives, which is right now. That's it, right now. Okay, dynamic part. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Bring the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Pull up the pelvic floor. Pull the navel back gently, back towards the spine. And keep that containment in the pelvis. And then one more time like this. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands down, bend that front knee, and then bring that leg back. Stretch out the spine again. And then come to walk forward a little bit. You're probably about 6 inches away from the seat of the chair. And then you can bring your forearms to the chair or put 2 fists on top of each other and just rest your head, either on your hands or the fists. The knees can be bent. The back is straight, so I'm not rounding the back. The back is straight. And just take a rest. Pause. Bend the knees deeply. Bring one hand to one thigh, the other hand to the other. Shoulder blades on your back, and come on up. Okay. So now we're going to do Warrior 3. So that's a balancing pose, and we've had some good introduction for balance now. So take the right foot forward, and it's under the base of the chair. Right leg is straight, and right now your left leg is straight, but you're on the ball of the left toes. Both of your hip points are facing forward, so they're not on a diagonal. So you want them both to be facing forward. You're going to come to lean forward from the hip crease, and you might want to hold on to the back of the chair, and then you take your hands to the back of the chair. And actually, I'm placing my forearms on the back of the chair, and if you look at my left foot, it's turning out. You want to turn the toes to look down. This is a very natural thing that your hamstrings will want to do to take your leg out. Just turn the toes down, and your knee goes down too, as if you were standing on it. Now, since you have the left leg up, try taking out the right arm to the side, just out. And if you want to, just think about it first. Fix your gaze. Get a nice soft gaze to fix your attention on. Find your balance and see if you can bring the other arm out. Or not. Or just go back and forth. Play with it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come down, bring your hands on your hips and bring the left leg down with control and pause. Bring your hands to your heart and just notice the effects that's very active pose. Uses a lot of energy. Okay, so hands come to the waist again, and my left foot is pretty much where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to take my right leg back, and I'm on the ball of the right toes. The right heel is going up, so it's perpendicular to the floor. My legs are straight, both of them. I'm going to tip forward as I shift all of the weight into my left foot and my left leg. My hands are going to come to the top of the chair, and I can feel my right foot's turning out. It just wants to do that. I have to tell it to turn the toes down, and the knee goes down to look at the floor. find your balance. Find that drishti, that point, it's a gaze, a soft focus, a gaze. If you need to bring your hands to the chair like this, that's fine too. But if you want to play with your balance, you can take your left arm out this time, and you can try bringing both arms down, or one at a time. So in addition to balance and coordination, we're really building so much strength in that standing leg. You can feel those osteoblasts laying down the bone. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come up, bring your hands to the waist, and exhale, bring the foot down to the floor. Close your eyes and put your hands on your heart. Whew. Okay, shake it out. A little tapping, clapping. Okay, and we're going to do chair pose with our chair. Well, not with it, but we'll be looking at it. So your feet, you can just stand. It doesn't matter. You're just standing in front of the chair, just as long as your knees don't hit it. Your feet are hip distance apart. You can bring them together if that feels better for you. So just play with that. You just don't want them too wide, but just bring them either hip distance or touch. And you're basically back to mountain pose. So where are your feet? Where are your legs? Where's your pelvis? Where's your spine? Chin, crown, and head. So you check in quickly, hands on the waist. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Now take a look down. And I know my knees are beyond my toes. So now I'm going to just come back. I'm going to bring my butt down and come into, I'm going to bring the weight of my body more into my heels. And again, my tendency is to arch my lower back. So I'm going to think about zipping up my pubic bone up to my sternum, which will help me take the over curve that I have a tendency to do. So I'm just lifting up my pants here so I can take a look and see where my toes are in relation to my knees, and I'm happy with that. And now you can bring your hands, you can bring your arms out. I like to do this. This is really good for me personally. I just like this because it prevents me from rounding. I'm engaging my belly, and my legs are working super, super hard. My toes are even lifting off the floor a little bit. And I'm always negotiating with that. This is a default. If I start thinking about my toes, I go in and I forget about that arch. So I have to think about pubic bone going up. Inhale, exhale, real strong legs. Inhale, exhale, straighten the legs, bring the hands down. Oy vey, put your hands on your heart and pause. Oy. And then shake it out. And we're going to do that again because it's so much fun. This time we're going to do it with the balance on the front of the foot as opposed to the heels. Okay, mountain pose, do a quick inventory, quick New York City inventory. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees. And now your knees are going to go past your toes. Only do this if your knees are okay. If your knees hurt you going on top of your toes, then just come back to spreading the weight, distributing the weight equally on the whole foot as opposed to the front or the back. And only bend your knees to the degree that's right for you. This might be good for you. It's hard to see. These pants are a little wide. So anyway, I'm coming down and I'm not letting my knees touch. So they're on their own track. And I'm not down too far because this will, I'm a little protective of my knees. So I'm just here and I'm on my tiptoes. My heels are up. And we're just going to stay with this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet to the floor, hands down, hands to the heart, pause. That's no joke. So that's really great for mobilizing fluid if you have edema in the legs after chemotherapy or surgery or anything. It's just a wonderful pose to do to help distribute fluid that has come outside of the cells, and it brings it back into the circulatory system. Okay, shake it out. And then now we're going to do a squat. And we're going to do the squat in the chair. I'm going to start out in the chair, and I'll show you what I mean by doing a squat in a chair. I'm going to use this block. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. But I like to have the knees up a little higher in a squat. And I'm just going to come forward, coming forward from the hip crease. And I'm going to bring my elbows in. I need 2 blocks, actually. Okay. So the knees are going to be out wide. And then I'm coming up on my tippy toes. And then I've got my elbows pressing into my lower inner thigh. And then I'm equally pressing back with the thighs. I'm engaging the abdomen, and I'm not rounding the back. And just breathe. Notice your breath. If your breath is starting to be labored, then back off. Your breath is a really good barometer of what you're doing in a pose. If you're breathing nice and easy, then you know that that's the right pace for you. Okay, so now I'm just going to come out of the chair for a second. If you want to do it on the floor, my heels don't touch the floor, but you can come to the floor and do it this way. You can put something underneath your heels, a pillow, if you need to. And then I think this is great for the feet and the toes to actually be up on my tippy toes. And now from here, take your left hand. I'll show you how to do it in a chair in a second, but if you're on the floor, left hand to the floor, and then the right hand comes up. So just stay with that, and you're looking over towards your right. And then if you're in a chair, you just keep your left elbow where it is, and just take your right hand up and look towards that part. And it's a very gentle twist. And then come back, and if you're on the floor, do the opposite. And in the chair, just bring the left arm up and pressing out with the right elbow into the right thigh. Belly's engaged. Inhale, exhale, come on down, and then come up. Okay, now we're going to come to lie on the floor. Yay. And you're going to bring your feet, your calves, to your chair. So I just want you to be able to see. I'm going to turn this around a little bit. Oh, jeez. Okay. So come to lie down, and your torso's on the floor, and your calves are on the seat of the chair. Your knees are at a 90-degree angle. And just stay here for a minute or two. Well, a second or two, not a minute. Sorry, we'll do that later. And just feel your breath starting to slow down. Okay, now, I got this couch here, but just imagine I don't, that it's not there. Inhale, bring the arms up and back, and can you bring your hands, your entire arm to the floor? If not, don't worry about it. And exhale, bring the arms back. Inhale, bring the arms up, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. And just a few more times on your own like that. And then stay up here, take a few breaths. We're just going to do a very quick little breathing exercise here. So I'll ask you to inhale for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold it out for a count of 4, okay? So just do that on your own for like 3 or 4 rounds. Feel your back lungs expanding. We always think of the lungs in the front, the back of the lungs expanding more than ever during this time. We really want to have such healthy, wide open lungs. And then let that go. And now my head's gonna go through this. Hang on a second. All right, bring your heels to the edge of the chair. Okay. Press into the floor with your hands, so they're like down by your hips. The toes are pointing up to start. Inhale. Exhale, lift the buttocks, lift the lower back. The feet are going to start turning down, and then lift, see where you can go into the thoracics, and then see if you can tuck the right shoulder blade under and then the left shoulder blade up. So this is a very modified version of bridge. And think about bridges right now, and where can you be a bridge in your life? With work, with home, with family, with friends. Inhale and exhale. Come on down. And that's not as easy as it looks. I'm just going to push this back a little bit. I think it might be better. I'm just doing this. I started just doing this week. So I'm going to try it now with the soles of the foot, soles of the feet on the edge of the chair. So just plug the knees in, rock around a little bit. We're going to do that again. Make circles one way, make circles another way, and then make circles with your ankles. We don't want to forget these joints. We're not walking as much, so it's really important to think about, like we opened up with the wrist, get in there with the ankles too. You can even think about writing your name with your right foot, and then try to write it with your left foot. And it's just like when you're, trying to write your name with the hand that you're not dominant. It's just fun. Okay. Now I got my soles of the feet on the edge of the chair. Hopefully the chair won't go flying. And I've got this time let's bring the elbows pressing into the floor and the fingertips are pointing up. And now feel like you have a good grip there with your feet, and then inhale and exhale, lift the lower back, mid back, and then see if you can get into your thoracics. And the way I'm tucking under my shoulder blades. So just like you're trussing a turkey a little bit. And this feels more stable. Just be careful with your neck. If you come up too high, that might not feel good on your neck. So just come down a little bit. Press the elbows into the floor. Engage the abs. Engage your glutes a little bit here. You don't want to squeeze too much. You don't want to grip, but you want to engage your glutes. Inhale, exhale, and now inhale and exhale. Come down as one unit. Let the sitting bones be the first to touch the floor. Oh, that feels good. Then bring the knees in and make circles, and then come into happy baby. And happy baby is a wonderful pose for the lower back. So see, my knees are bent and the soles of my feet are facing the ceiling. And then I just bring my knees in a little closer and I grab the outer part of my foot, and you look like a very happy little baby. And just roll back and forth a little bit. And you can give your toes a little massage here. Those things too, we forget about these things. So just get in there and massage and take care of the toes. Okay, Now, bring the bring the soles of the feet to touch. So I'm in a Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet are touching and the knees are out to the side. And just relax here just for a few seconds with the arms open. And we're getting this very gentle hip opener here. And often there's a lot of tension in the pelvic cavity. So just it's nice to open up and not have to do anything. Okay, calves come back to the seat of the chair. And I'm just inching in a little bit more so my calves really are on the chair. Now I'm going to take my right knee in and I'm just going to rotate it around a little bit very gently, like I'm churning milk, and then going the other way. And now, so this is one movement. And now the next movement is to take the knee out to the side by bringing the right ankle to be on top of the left thigh. So notice I did it in two movements. It's not just, oops, bring the knee out. You want to be very respectful of the knee. And I'm just giving a very gentle pressure to the right thigh, the lower thigh. I'm really not on the knee itself. I'm on the thigh, very low thigh. And this foot, the right foot, is flexed. So if this is a good pose for you, stay here. Otherwise, if you want to do a different variation, you can hook your hands or start to bring your arms around the back of the left thigh and clasp your fingers behind the left thigh. And then you can lift, you can keep the left calf on the chair, or you can lift it off. Both feet are flexed. And now two things are happening. I'm pressing my right elbow into the right thigh, going out, and I'm pulling very gently with my hands behind my left thigh to come in. So it's the yin and the yang. And this is great for piriformis syndrome, for sciatica, tight glutes. It's a wonderful pose. If you've been sitting, great. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, start to release, and then exhale, bring the both calves to the chair and pause. Notice the release. Your prana, your chi, your life force moving through you. Such a wonderful thing to be aware of the subtle body. Now take the left knee in and let's just hug that in first. So this is one movement. And then let's just turn, make some circles going one way. Keep the foot flexed and then the other. And now we are ready to take the left knee out to the side. And then take the left ankle to be on top of the right thigh. Both feet are flexed. And just to start, just very gently, I'm not pressing in to the joint of the knee capsule. I'm pressing into the lower fleshy part of the thigh, inner thigh. I'm just, and this could be my pose. This feels really good. Now I'm going to thread, for those of you who want a different variation, I'm going to thread my hands behind my right thigh, interlace my fingers behind the right thigh, and I can keep the right calf on the chair, or I can lift it up, thereby increasing the stretch. Now, I can increase the stretch even more by pressing my left elbow into the left thigh. And if this doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. I'm just pressing my left elbow into it, pushing it away, and then I'm very gently pulling my right thigh towards. And this is a nice place to take deep breaths. Send your breath to where you feel that stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, start to release your grip, and then exhale, bring the calves back to the chair. Bring the arms out to the side and just take that in. Oh boy. Okay, so one more happy baby. Just bring the soles of the feet to the edge of the chair. Now bring the soles of the feet to face the ceiling. And without lifting your head, if possible, bring one hand to the outer part of the foot or the inner, whatever feels right for you. And then you can see if you can rock around and just see how that feels. Maybe, maybe not. And now let the feet and the calves come to the chair. And this is where we're going to stay for our Shavasana. So you can bring your arms about maybe 45 degrees out from your body or on your, you can put one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your heart, whatever feels right for you. Feel the weight of the floor supporting your body. We are supported no matter what. Let the eyes relax in their sockets. And feel a wave of relaxation from the top of your head, rippling all the way down to your toes. And we'll take the next few minutes inside. Sorry, just one other thing. Just make sure your chin isn't all the way up. Just slide your head, the crown of your head to go back just a little bit. It's better to have it slightly tucked than sticking up. Okay, now I'll stop that. Let the next exhale be very long. And the next inhale very. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then slide your soles of your feet to be at the edge of the chair. And just stay here for a breath or two. And then come to lie on whatever side is right for you. Depends if you've had surgery, whatever side is right for you. And then pause here. And I'm taking the bottom arm and using it as a pillow. Pause here in this fetal position and think about one thing that you love about yourself. And then use your hands and that elbow and then that hand and come on up. Pause for a second. Give your body time to equilibrate your blood pressure. And we'll come to a seated position for a little breathing practice. So I like to sit with blocks, but if you have a seat, you can do this in a chair. Sit however you feel comfortable. So I put the block this way, and my sitting bones are on top there. I just find that that's really good for my knees and for my hips. So come to close your eyes, and you can bring your hands in this yoga mudra placement on your thighs with the palms facing the thighs of calm abiding. And just start to become attuned to your rhythm, the rhythm of your breath, your own unique rhythm. And now I'd like you to visualize a flame right in the middle of your solar plexus, which is right above the belly button. And imagine this beautiful flame. Make it whatever colors, yellow, orange, greens, whatever you like. It's yours. And it's burning very brightly right here in that third chakra. There's no coincidence that it's called the solar plexus, right? There's a hotbed of metabolic activity happening right in there with all of our digestive organs. So imagine that flame burning really brightly and strong, super strong. That's your fire, your agni. And on your next inhale, visualize the inhale flipping the flame to burn down. And on your next exhale, visualize the flame turning upwards to release whatever it is you just burned. So inhale, the force of your inhale and the pressure of your inhale turns the flame down, and exhale takes it away, helps to expel it. So just do that on your own, at your own pace, with your own inhale and exhale. And you can even, my yoga teacher says you can change a situation, you can change your mood, you can change your fear, just by doing one of those breaths. I have not reached that state of enlightenment yet. I need to do a million of them, but I'd rather be in the process of trying to get to one. It doesn't matter. So if anything is bothering you right now, flip that flame on it and burn it. Like really incinerate it. And then on your exhale, imagine it leaving your body. So let's do that together for a minute in silence. And then let go of that visualization. Come back to your own breath. So you can apply that to any problem, physical, emotional, mental. You can apply that. So we'll bring our hands in prayer and we'll end with a call and response. So I'll say one line and then you say one line. May we have a peaceful mind, an easeful body, and a useful life. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me this evening.